Hello everyone and welcome back to Fallout 4. I am AutomaTitan and today we are in the Institute. Unfortunately Valentine could not make it with us as he was unable to get into the teleporter and I have to say I am a little bit concerned about the state of the teleporter as it was falling to pieces as we were using it. But today we should be able to link up with Sean and I am looking forward to that. I am looking forward to fulfilling our quest and finding Sean finally. But first, I assume I'm going to need to input the Corsair chip. Okay, so those are the two Corsairs that went out and returned, and there is what would have been the Corsair that should have returned when we hijacked the signal. I actually hope that he does not return as we are in here, as that would be somewhat detrimental, much like how the holotape that we have is unrecognised by the system. Okay, so I think we should explore a little bit deeper into the facility. Into the facility. Words are hard. Hi.
I wondered if you might make it here. You're quite resourceful.
Thank you. I think.
The Institute is under my guidance.
Okay, that still doesn't tell me who you are.
I'd like to discuss things with you face to face. Please, step into the elevator.
Okay. I'm just going to see if we have that already on the go. It doesn't look like we do. And I'm insert network scanner holotape. Not going to do that just yet, but we are going to be concentrating on the institutionalized quest. I don't know if I should trust this father. I mean, he says he oversees the entire institute, but that means he's the reason that Sean was kidnapped, and he's the one who was ordering Kellogg all this time.
What you think of us.
You can only imagine. I think you know what I think of you.
You may have the wrong impression.
How can I have the wrong impression? You stole my child and murdered my husband.
This is the reality of the Institute. This place, these people, the work we do. For over 100 years, we've dedicated ourselves to humanity's survival. Decades of research, countless experiments and trials, a shared vision of how science can help shape the future. It has never been easy, and our actions are often misinterpreted by those above ground.
It's not difficult to see why.
Show them what we've accomplished. But for now, we must remain underground.
Why?
There's much at stake here to risk it all. As you've seen, things above are unstable.
That's an understatement. Above ground, everything is quite literally hell.
But that can wait. You are here for a specific, very personal reason. You are here for your son.
Yes. Yes, I am. Sean? Father said, well, Father implied that you're rather close, so hopefully we can get in touch with him in a few moments' time. I'm liking the Institute. I mean, we've heard a lot of bad things, and we've seen a lot of the hell it can, well, we've seen a lot of the detrimental effects that it can have on the wasteland, but it does actually look like a rather safe place. Sean?
Busted.
Sean?
Sean?
Huh? Yes, I'm Sean.
Sean? Oh my god. It's really you?
Who are you?
I'm your mother.
Sean, it's me. I'm your mom.
Father, what's going on? What's happening?
Sean, are you okay? You're not hurt, are you?
What's going on? Father? Father!
I don't like this.
It'll be okay, Sean. Mommy's here
I
now.
don't know you. Go away. Father! Father, help me! There's someone here. Help me!
Who is Father? Where is he?
Father? Father, help me! He's trying to take me!
No, I'm not. I'm trying to talk to you. You must be father.
Sean. S923, recall code Sirius.
What?
Fascinating, but disappointing. The child's responses were not at all what I anticipated. He's a prototype, you understand. We're only just now beginning to explore the effects of extreme emotional stimuli.
What?
Let's try and keep an open mind. I recognize that you are emotional, and that your journey here has been fraught with challenges.
What have you done to Sean?
I am fine. Welcome to the Institute.
Give me Sean. The real Sean. Right now.
I know. I know. You've gone to such lengths to find him.
He's dead. He's dead, isn't he?
Just help me understand what's going on here.
I promised answers, and answers you shall have. But I need you to realize that this situation is far more complicated than you could have imagined.
Then tell me.
You've traveled very far, and suffered a great deal to find your son. Well, your tenacity and dedication have been rewarded. It's good to finally meet you, after all this time. It's me. I am Sean. I am your son.
What? What? It was more than 10 years. It was a lot more than 10 years.
It's really you. After all this time.
Yes. It's true. In the vault, you had no concept of the passage of time. You were released from your pod, and when searching for the sun, you'd lost. But then you learned that your son was no longer an infant, but a 10-year-old boy. You believed that 10 years had passed. Is it really so hard to accept that it was not 10, but 60 years? That is the reality. And here I am, raised by the Institute, and now its leader.
Why?
But why? Why take a child? Why take you?
Ah, now that's the question, isn't it? Why me? At that time, the year 2227, the Institute had made great strides in the synth production. But it was never enough. Scientific curiosity and the goal of perfection drove them ever onward. What they wanted was the perfect machine. So they followed the best example thus far. The human being. Walking, talking, fully articulate, capable of anything.
So they needed specimens, yeah?
So the weird science experiments needed specimens. That's why they took you?
In a manner of speaking. Yes. The Institute endeavored to create synthetic organics. The most logical starting point, of course, was human DNA. Plenty of that was available, of course. But it had all become corrupted. In this wasteland, radiation affected everyone.
But not those in the vault.
To shield themselves from the world above, members of the Institute had been exposed. another source was necessary. But then the Institute found me after discovering records from Vault 111. Frozen in time, protected from the radiation-induced mutations that had crept into every other human cell in the colony. I was exactly what they needed. And so it was my DNA that became the basis of the synthetic organics used to create every human-like synth you see today. I am their father. Through science, we are family. The synths, me, and you.
So I've technically been killing my relatives when I've been attacking synths, and by that logic, I'm technically related to Valentine. Can I just say I'm still ever so slightly skull-fucked by the revelation that this guy is Sean.
60 years. So much time wasted.
I know. I know you must have questions. Please. Anything I can do to help you understand.
Tell me about Kellogg.
He worked for you?
Kellogg. He was an Institute asset long before I arrived here. It wasn't until I became director that I learned of all the things he'd done. What kind of man he was.
Kellogg was... Let's just say he was more complex than you might think.
After what he's done, I'm surprised to hear you say that. The Institute took advantage of Kellogg's vicious nature. I will freely admit that. Institute technology prolonged his life, and his usefulness far beyond any normal human lifespan.
I kind of guessed that.
But his cruelty became more apparent with every completed objective. I won't lie. It's no coincidence your path crossed his. It seemed a fitting way to allow you, us, to have some amount of revenge. What else can I say to ease your mind?
Right. Considering you're the director of the Institute, you did not need me to eradicate Kellogg. You have an army of synthetics, a legion of machines, and an entire world below ground. Why did you need me to take out Kellogg? I understand that, my friend, my son, but I'm still trying to wrap my head around the fact that you're my character's son.
Your father. He never got to see you grow up.
Yes. What happened to him was... I've gone over the records of the incident, of course. It seems what happened to him was an unfortunate bit of collateral damage. For many years, I never questioned who my parents were. I accepted my situation, and that was that. With old age comes regret. And asking what if more often. But what matters now is that you and I have a chance to begin again. What else can I say to ease your mind?
Tell me more about the Institute.
So, you're in charge of the Institute?
I am the acting director, yes. I spent decades working to reach this point. It's a responsibility I take very seriously. The Institute. It's important. It really is humanity's best hope for the future, no matter what those above ground might think of us.
They're kind of terrified of you.
You, Sean. Scared of the Institute.
People are always frightened by what they don't understand.
You're not wrong, though.
The Commonwealth has nothing to fear from us. Whatever you've seen or heard, I know I can convince you of that. Just give me time. I know there's more for us to discuss.
The Wasteland has nothing to fear from us.
Some important breakthroughs.
The Wasteland has nothing to fear from the Institute.
part of something amazing here. I've helped to build a life for myself and the people.
Sean, just give me a moment. Your first generation synthetics went into towns and lay waste to entire settlements.
Isn't that what you want?
Yes.
Yes, that's what I want.
I know. I know you've been through so much. I'm pleased to see it has not impaired your judgment. Forgive me. I'd assume that after everything I'm sure you've seen above ground, you would be more than a bit biased against us. There is much to be done.
Well, I think you need my help.
Time to acclimate yourself. A chance to become acquainted with our procedures.
Okay.
I'll do whatever it takes. It's worth it.
I am glad to hear that. The Institute is now your home as much as it is mine. Please take some time, get to know it. Meet the people you'll be working with.
Okay, Sean.
Introduce yourself to the division heads. Dr. Fillmore in facilities. Dr. Ayo in SRB. Dr. Holter in bioscience. And finally, Dr. Lee in advanced systems.
Dr. Lee.
They've all been notified of your arrival, of course. Meet them. And then we'll discuss what comes next.
Why does that name seem familiar? Okay, first things first. Sean, as I've said a moment ago, your first generation synthetics, they went into little settlements, lay waste to everything and took what they needed. Along with that, I think you really do need my help because your courses, they have a pretty heavy reputation above ground, but when I encountered them, well, when I encountered the one that I did encounter, it was let's just say not exactly what I expected. And yeah, so I'm just gonna go and try and track down these division heads, and I will be back in just a moment. Fillmore. It is. Right, my son says I should talk to you.
Doctor, you weren't kidding. You really are.
I am, yes.
I'm Allie Fillmore. You can think of me as the Institute's chief engineer.
Okay.
I noticed about you. I could hardly believe it. You've been through so much. I think most people would have just given up. If you don't mind my asking, what was it that kept you going all that time?
The will to survive.
I guess I just wasn't ready to die yet. That's understandable. The will to survive is the most basic human instinct.
It is.
I'll give you a quick rundown of the facilities division, and then I'll answer any questions you might have afterward.
Okay, sounds good.
We keep the Institute's mechanical and electrical systems running smoothly. We maintain and upgrade all of the systems that make it possible to live and work in a place like this. There's a lot of machinery behind these walls that recycles the air and water and provides power to the laboratories and quarters. The work we do might not be as exciting as some of the other departments, but it's at least as important.
Yeah.
So, now that you're here and you've spoken to Father, does that mean you're on board?
Yeah, I guess it does mean I'm on board.
Good to hear. It'll be a load off Sean's mind.
It will.
Get yourself acquainted. There's a lot to take in. Plenty of things you won't find taught.
That doesn't surprise me. As an example, I think that's clean water to our left. I'm gonna say what supplies your power
It
needs.
must be a challenge to meet the power demands of a place like this. Absolutely. We scratch and scrape for every precious ounce of voltage that we can. Over the years, we've learned a few tricks that help supplement our power budget. When necessary, we can tap into select sources on the surface. We take only what we need, of course. Fortunately, Advanced Systems is always working on new solutions to generate more energy. It's a good thing, too, because the demand is always increasing. You don't even want to know what a single use of the molecular dematerializer consumes.
I'm going to assume it takes at least 10 times more than what I use to power my teleporter.
Good this time as well.
Doc,
So, here you are.
That I am.
Mayo, acting director of the Synth Retention Bureau. I'll be upfront with you. We're going to be keeping a close eye on you for the near future. Despite your relation to Father, you're a bit of an unknown quantity.
Understandable.
There won't be any issues, will there?
Don't provoke me, and I won't murder anyone here.
No problems here.
Good to hear. Now, Father has asked that I provide you with a brief overview of the synth retention. Our primary responsibility is the recovery of escaped synths that are hiding among the human population on the surface.
Just let them go.
If the synths want to be free, you should let them.
Synths do not want. They might look like human beings, but they're machines. As to why they're escaping, that matter is currently under investigation. Our main instrument is the Courser, a third-generation synth assigned to operate on the surface. Coursers hunt down and reclaim synths that have escaped the Institute. They are highly self-sufficient, trained in combat, infiltration, and tracking. In a word, Coursers are weapons.
They need improving.
What I want to know is, since you didn't tell me.
Yeah.
In fact, I'd very much like to know how you defeated it.
I repeatedly shot it.
I'm no stranger to combat.
Even so, Corsair should be more than a match for any single act. I suppose I'll have to ask robotics to perform detailed diagnostics on the entire production line.
Justin, it went invisible, and I just repeatedly shot it. Right, tell me about the Corsair training.
That coursers undergo special training. Tell me more about it.
The SRB constantly monitors our Gen 3 synth population, looking for specific traits. Those who show tenacity, fearlessness, and independence undergo a rigorous training regimen. We teach them armed and unarmed combat, investigative techniques, psychology, and mechanical skills. Those who pass a final evaluation are coursers. The rest have their memories wiped and return to their former duties.
Fair enough.
Father's
Madison Lee. Madison Lee. Fallout 3, one of the main characters. Hello there, Dr. Lee.
Excuse me, Doctor?
Ah, it's you. You're here then. Yes, I know who you are. We all do. While I'm sure Father is very happy that you're here, I do hope it doesn't interrupt.
It shouldn't.
Don't worry. I promise I won't get in your way.
Thank you. I do appreciate that.
Not a problem.
Before I forget, let me see that Pip-Boy of yours. I've been told to install a Courser chip in it for you. Father's orders.
Sweet.
You're to be given full access, with the ability to relay in and out of the Institute at will.
Cheers, Dr. Lee.
Thank you. I'm sure that will come in handy.
Given that the relay is the only way to access the Institute, handy is something of an understatement. In case the significance is lost on you, you'll be the only one here with that kind of access. If nothing else, it should demonstrate the amount of trust Father has placed in you.
Well, it might be older than me, but I am his mother. Right, tell me about your division.
Tell me about the people in your division.
I'm not sure what there is to say. Dr. Watson is the Specialist Project's lead scientist. He's, how to put it, very organized and precise. Dr. Ormond is one of the youngest scientists in the Institute, and she's something of a prodigy when it comes to physics.
Okay. Madison Lee. I hope to encounter you when I started playing this.
Excuse me, Doctor.
Welcome. So good to have you here. Dr. Clayton Holder, head of the bioscience.
A pleasure to meet you.
See the work we're doing. It's truly amazing.
Okay. Can I talk to you about someone who goes by the name of Virgil?
But that's not why I'm here.
Of course, I completely understand. Before you go, at least let me give you as the name implies, the Bioscience Division specializes in fields of study such as botany, genetics, and medicine.
Yeah,
The most important directive is to ensure the health and well-being of everyone in the Institute.
as it should be, my friend.
We cultivate highly specialized breeds of flora for use in food and medicine. We've even started to explore the idea of synthetic animal life.
That sounds glorious.
They're really just a pet project at this point, but the potential is exciting nonetheless.
The gorillas are synths too?
They are indeed. Judging by your reaction, we've done a good job making them seem lifelike. The initiative is still in its early stages, but the prospects are very exciting. I'm sure I've taken up enough of your time as it is, but I have to ask, have you decided whether you'll join us?
More than likely.
I'm not sure how well I'll fit in, but I'd like to give it a try.
Great. I was hoping you'd say that. In any case, I imagine you'll want to continue looking around. Or, if you prefer, I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have.
Yeah? Right. By any chance do you know someone called...
Medical care? I might need that.
Oh, never mind.
In that case, you'll want to introduce yourself to Dr. Dean Volkert. He's our top biologist and also serves as the Institute's resident physician. Dr. Volkert works in the infirmary. Just pay him a visit whenever you need to.
Okay.
You won't find better medical care anywhere else in the Commonwealth. I'll promise you that.
That doesn't surprise me, considering that this is by far the most advanced place in all of the Commonwealth. Something tells me that this is where our good friend Virgil worked in the forced evolutionary virus lab. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to be able to get in, as this is a master terminal and Valentine is back in Sanctuary. Hello again, Sean.
About this synth.
You mean the child? It's a fascinating project. There are issues to be solved, of course, but we've made remarkable progress.
He is impressive, yeah.
He's definitely impressive.
Yes, it's pushed our technology to the limit. We've gained some valuable insights in terms of both hardware and software. I'll make sure it's brought back online in the near future. You'll have an opportunity to interact with him further. But I'll admit I'm curious. As a parent looking for a child, looking for the younger version of me, what do you think? Do you think you could love him? Like you would a real boy?
I don't know.
This is all... It's too much. I just don't know anymore.
I understand. You've been through quite a lot.
That's an understatement, Sean.
I know everything you're feeling, but if in some small way the boy's presence can help, I hope you'll keep an open mind.
I'll try, Sean.
Sean?
I couldn't be more proud.
Time to initiate the scan. And with that, I think we're going to call it an episode. So, everyone, I hope you've enjoyed today's episode of Fallout 4. It was a complete clusterfuck. And I don't mean that in terms of the commentary. I mean that in terms of what we learnt today. In terms of what we have learnt today, man, I did not see that coming. I expected it to only be a mere 10 years, purely because of what Codsworth said in the beginning, but I really did not see that coming. Either way, thank you for watching today's episode of Fallout 4. I am AutomaTitan, and I will see you next time.